Hello, Gemini. What's up? Welcome. Let's kick it off with some good energies and good vibes with some Palo Santos and some healing. And we're going to start off with a quick singing bowl, intuitive messages, and see what is going on as you kind of like go into the state of meditation to receive the highest messages for yourself. Let's take a deep breath and whoa. What a power horse of energy you got there, Gemini. Like, where does this come from? Like, y'all just have I don't know. It almost feels like you have like such a strong wake up call. You're like, I gotta get up and go do this. You know what I mean? Like, what a power. Like, you're entering a phase of your life where you're going to be such a hard go-getter of your goals that no one, also from your enemies or competitors, are going to be able to catch up with you. It's like catch me if you can type of energy is coming through, and I feel it. Like, your solar plexus chakra is like, whoo, it's like it's amazingly wide open, and not wide open, it is protected, but it is filled with a lot of energy. Like, wow, trust me, none of these readings had that singing bowl coming out like that, but wow, I feel like you've already done your whole winter sleep, and now it feels like the beer coming out. And oh my god, I need to email I need to email a client. I forgot. Ulrike, I believe she was a Gemini. Just want to say again, thank you for your birthday wish and your donation. Gosh, I keep on forgetting about it, but I'm gonna send you an email. Anyway, talking about the beer, yeah, I had a very deep connection with her, as me myself, I was born in Sweden. Like, half of my family still lives there, but when I was 18, I went all the way up to the northern of Sweden. It was like, I think, like 400 kilometers from the North Pole, and it was summer, and me and my cousin thought it was funny to climb up a very big mountain. And even though my father, rest in peace, he said, like, don't go all the way up the mountain because there are bears here. Trust me, young and naive, we were like, sure. Like, honestly, if you say it right now, with this experience and age, you'll be like, yeah, of course there will be bears in Sweden, in the northern of Sweden. Now, back then, we were just like so mesmerized by the beauty of the landscapes and just the nature, that we were like, oh, we're almost halfway through. Let's just like keep on walking. And it's like we came up to the hill, and I remember I had like this satin dress, okay, like a very green satin dress that really was camouflaged with that green nature and like with the water. And I remember there was like a red bridge, just like California Bridge. And we were just trying to make like photo shoots there until like I heard like a groom, like, ooh, like really heavy. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to freak out, and I'm not going to allow my cousin to freak out. I'm just going to ignore it, you know? And then the second time I heard it again, or we heard it again, and I was like, I need to tell you something. It's just like, I heard it too. Okay, but we had to go backwards and towards the wood to actually go down. So trust me, trying to not make any eye contact, just like immediately going down. And by the time that we came down, I remember my dad and my mom were like pissed off, and they could see, like, we didn't say anything, but they could see in her face that we just saw and heard something that we weren't supposed to hear, but we were warned. So yeah, big wake-up call. But many years later, I went into a museum, and the first thing, that was like the National Museum in Stockholm, National Geographic Museum, even with all the dinosaurs. Imagine, and the first picture that was there was the beer, and it said that the little guy that invented the lucifers, really, from Uppsala, I believe it's called on the thing. He was 8 years old when he, for the first time, well, and the last time obviously, saw a beer. And it has been said that if you see a beer and they don't attack you and you kind of like, survive that you'll become very successful in life. And I remember that was right before I started this channel, and I felt like, that means something, because who can recall, seeing a beer uphill, like huge uphill, in the northern, and get away with it. Maybe it was the green thing, I don't know, but maybe it thought I was like a tree, walking tree. Anyway, that was a little anecdote that I wanted to share. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, Three of Swords, where we start off with. So yeah, that huge awakening probably has to do with a heartbreak that you have experienced, where you have been either muted or you have not been able to speak up your pain to that person. Okay, it could have been a silenced pain, as in like, okay, you both kind of like grew apart, but there is some blocked chakra in your throat. That means that you didn't really speak up from your authentic self. So you didn't speak up your truth, or you didn't get listened to. So this may have caused you to, when you see the Three of Swords with the throat chakra, that's pain and a blocked throat, which could also, this is not for all of you, but it could have resulted into negative speaking. It could be like, just even like insulting, cursing, or just like being mad and just like screaming. Like there is like this too fast of, so you just won't believe what happened here, Gemini. I was literally just recording when I said like the mute about the throat chakra. The whole video got muted. I'm not kidding you. Like you could see the flash. I left it just for you to see, but that's just insane. Obviously it had like the technical issue of the batteries being needing to be charged, but still, like that specific moment of the throat chakra being muted, bam, muted. So we're going to kind of like do a little bit of a redo and see what we have for you. I was already shuffling the cards, and I have the memories of love together with the Three of Swords. So there might be some flashbacks from the past. You may be wandering down to the memory lane here, and a lot of things from the past may come up. Maybe something that really broke your heart, or someone that just deceived you in some type of way, or some type of breakup that you are remembering that still requires some deep healing. For some of you, this could also be talking about childhood healing, right? So you may have like flashbacks, trauma responses, or something in that realm. When it comes to your childhood, some memories are good, absolutely. And then there are memories that are not so good. So you're kind of like rebalancing that within yourself. Maybe it's because you're in a state right here where you feel a little bit down or lonely, or there is something that happened that really triggered some type of memory from your past. But this is only good because it's kind of like recollecting memories from your past in order for you to heal from this. Yeah, you got the sacral chakra. So for some of you, you may need to dive into your kind of like your sexual past here. Maybe there needs some type of cleansing or some type of release. Some of you may feel like, I think that I got this exactly in the real one. Oh my God, yeah. Now I remember it had the sacral chakra, and I was talking about, or was it in Cancer? I'm not sure. But I was talking about like some type of sexual abuse maybe that you have encountered that kind of like flashes up to you. This is not for all, but it could be. For others of you, this may also have to do with pregnancy or having like an abortion or having some type of, what's it called? Gosh, I'm just like flabbergasted from it, but oh, I forgot, like literally, when you take away your baby, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, oh my God, I do know the word, but it's just like, it flies away. Miscarriage, no, that was what I was trying to say, miscarriage. That's when you know that this is for a specific person, because these readings, these messages are not prepared in any type of way. Anyway, we have the temptation card, which is known as the devil. All right. Yeah. We have the temptation card. We do have the Two of Cups. So there is a very beautiful soul connection that is entering into your life, a spiritual connection, someone that will understand you and value your emotions and needs. Not in a case of validation, but yeah, Two of Cups is absolutely a very spiritually understanding duo. All right, so you're absolutely manifesting that. And with this temptation card, yes, there are some things that are still blocking you, holding you back, and are, bringing some sort of toxicity in your life. Now, this could be people, this could be your own habits, your own maybe negative self-thinking, things like that could really influence you. So there is definitely some sort of temptation going on in your life that you may need to be a little bit aware of in order to regain your control and to not allow this seduction or temptation to get back to you. And again, that might be someone from your past, okay? Like you may have like a big test coming from your past. This person broke your heart, and always remember that people cannot change. So maybe this will be like, okay, should I give them a second chance or not? But yeah, just be mindful that words are just sweet words and it all needs to be action. But if this person is still jealous and possessive, controlling and obsessive, then you just know that it's not going to change in a day or two, right? Like that needs like huge awakening for a person to really understand. Like they need to understand what they are doing. And if they're justifying or they're blaming you for their behavior, then you know that it ain't good, right? So I think that in your heart, you already made a choice and a decision. You know that you will attract more people because your vibration is rising. We've got the victory and success, which is mostly known as getting recognition, being seen by other people, being put on a pedestal, getting a lot of compliments, headbacks, you know what I mean? Like, you know that you got a lot of things good going on, and your heart has already been through a victory by actually not letting this person in. And that's a big victory, right? If you get like a test message and you're like, no, I don't need this. That does not mean that you don't feel maybe lonely at times. Five of Pentacles, you may go through very challenging periods, but you may also realize that back in the days you were going through challenging periods and this person was there for you, but then they kind of like abused you because they took your weakness for they took your kindness for weakness. But also being vulnerable and being weak is also some sort of abuse if someone is using that to be around you. Okay, so that might be why you are waking up and like, I'll better do it alone, even though I feel a little bit lonely or I'm going through challenges, than someone that is going to be taking my vulnerability as a weakness. Oof, we go deep. That's very deep. And then we have 3 beautiful major arcanas. It's like you break free of that devil, right? You break free of that devil, and that perhaps even that like I'm really getting like that sexual energy that you have, like maybe rephrase that, okay? Maybe it's more like the I don't know how to say it, like that energy that pulls you to that person. That energy, you're like, okay, no, I'm not going to allow that to happen. You got the Hermit card, the Emperor, and the Temperance card as the major arcanas here, very major. And like I said again, this is that energy of like, yeah, I'm going through the challenges in life. Yes, it's hard sometimes. Yes, financially it might be hard, but you're roaring, right? So with this card, it's saying like, you're still better off having that quality time for yourself, recharging yourself, reading your books, watching your own movies, listening to your own songs, like all the things that you can, definitely with that Emperor, that you can control. It's all in your control. Just remember that. There's no one in the house that is, pushing their needs upon you, or their insecurities upon you, or their energy upon you. You are in charge. And with that, you can regain yourself again. And you're taking something that's negative, which is the heartbreak and loss, and you're twisting it and changing it into something positive. And that's what the Temperance card does. It takes something that was perhaps a failure, and you kind of like mix it and match it, and you learn the lesson, and you kind of like rebalance it, and you're like, okay, this is what I've learned about that. Never going to repeat that mistake again. And now I'm moving forward, and now there's a better day. So this is you being patient with your own process. And then once you have yourself back in control, back in check, you show that authoritative energy towards other people and yourself, as in like, okay, this is me, or this is how I'm going to live, this is what I want. And then you regain your energy, and then you manifest the right person. Exactly what we were talking about. Heartbroken. Wisdom comes from healing the heart. Exactly. That's what we were talking about. That wisdom that you have gained from your mistakes, or from what other people have done to you, what you need to improve within yourself. Like if you think about that without kind of like blaming yourself, that's when you learn from your mistakes. Throw caution to the wind, your dreams lie behind it. There you go. And here we have the inner child, listen to the voice within. And that's so funny because I was, after the Aliyah resurface in the Aries reading, I've been listening to the old school Aliyah and all the other old schools, and just remembering how I was as a child just performing on that together with two other girls. We were just like 13 and we knew the whole choreography not by heart. Really, we had to practice a lot, but yeah, it just brings up a lot of inner child healing in a good way, right? Like the good memories. Obviously, as a child, we have bad memories, but tapping into what really worked for you as a child can be such a relief and healing. So maybe you also had the same. I have a very dear follower, Edda. I was just this morning talking to her, as she was also saying, like, I just started to dance on some old school R&B and hip hop, which I never do. And it was so funny that we kind of like reconnected. And that Aries reading is not even out. You know what I mean? So she did not know. But yeah, you might be experiencing the same thing. Okay? Yeah, that's what I have. And then we have the breakthrough after a very self-sabotaging energies. Partly that's from your own mind, but also because other people have been trying to make you believe that you are less worthy, or that you are less of a person, or you lack some characteristics. Whatever it is, people have been trying to sabotage you, especially in abusive relationships, narcissistic relationships. They can make you feel less worthy, right? So that you're breaking free of that, and with that, you have a brand new chapter coming through. Totally healed, renewed, and recovered. Okay, that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that this message resonated. Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.